Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be starting Make Cycle 2 and so enjoying the work that you're doing already. I'm going to say this a million times probably to you, but seriously impressed with the work that you've done with the responses. Your response to the readings have been so in-depth, a lot of precision, pointing to ideas in the text. The work that you did with Chrysanthemum and Jacqueline Woodson's two poems with the mentor text was just wonderful. And I'm particularly impressed with the feedback that you're giving to each other. Often in the beginning of the semester, I have to kind of nudge students to say something more than like, this is great, and I'm not having to do that with y'all. You are saying such thoughtful things to each other's writing, and it just really helps us to build a community, and I'm grateful. It also helps to establish some norms and routines so that you build some rapport with your peers, and when we go to give feedback to harder pieces of writing, you'll feel more comfortable with each other. So keep doing that. The routine is you post something, you respond to someone all the time, no matter what we're posting. So thank you so much for those conversations I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a little better job than I did last semester with my videos. I tend to ramble. So I'm going to try to be a little more succinct so that these can be helpful. So my intention here is to give you a little heads up on some more routines of the class and to get you ready to do Make Cycle 2. So I've gotten a couple emails, smart, asking me about how I do grading, and wanted to let you know, and I also said this in the email and in the reminder post. I always put an update post on our course site. It's there. I use an app called Gradebook Pro. I don't use Blackboard Learn for anything, like I said. And what will happen is you will get an email to your Wildcat mail, usually at the end of each make cycle. So on Monday morning, I'll get up, I will grade and look at the makes, which I'm totally excited about because they're looking really good. And you'll get a grade update in an email to your Wildcat mail. And this time it will be the intro posts and your response to what to do with an idea and the McWhorter and Lunsford, your response to the mentor text, and your make. And pretty much you just get full credit for these efforts because, like I said, you've been writing really beautiful things. Sometimes I do that every week, send you a grade update, especially if I'm like, come on, people are getting behind. But usually it's at the end of each make cycle. You certainly can expect a grade update every 2 weeks, if not every week. So that's grading, email to you showing you what we've done and what I have you scored as. You can always send me, if I goof up, please send me an email and let me know. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is I have now put names under one of our assignments called Featured Curators. Under the Assignments tab and in this email and the updated post, you're going to see that I have now assigned you all to a week when you are going to be featured bloggers. This worked, I do this in a lot of my classes. It was beautiful last semester. I was really impressed with the work everyone did. The purpose of these featured blogs is for a few of you, 6 or 7 of you, to look over the work that we've done over the last couple weeks. And your blog is going to explain to an outside audience, someone outside of our class, so these will be featured on our website, what we've been doing. What have we been reading, summarizing a little bit of the readings that resonate with you. Not all of them, just the ones that you found interesting that week, or in those 2 weeks of the make cycle. You then, after talking a little bit about the reading and highlighting some of the things we've been talking about and your takeaways from that particular make cycle, then you're going to highlight 3 or 4 of your peers' work that you found, particularly their makes, that you found awesome. You're going to say why you thought they were awesome and a good example for this make cycle. What will happen over the semester is many of you will have your work featured by your peers saying, wow, Lisa, you did a really good job, and here's why. So I'm really grateful to the first group who's going to go, and it's Ruben and Lisa and Kelly and Christina and Chad. Those 5 are up first, and I've already emailed them, and they're going to take our first pass and share with us what they liked about Make Cycle 1, what ideas are resonating with them, and which of their peers makes, the ones that are due tomorrow, which ones they like. Not really a wrong way to do this, and I'll give you feedback if there's any trouble. And what you can expect is an email from me when it gets closer to your day. So note when your time is and put it on your calendar. And if you have something that's a really major conflict that's going to make it really hard, then just let me know and I'll try to swap you with someone. It's better if you let me know that ahead of time, like now. And I can sort some of those things out. But if you see that I assigned you, for example, to make cycle 3 and that happens to be, your daughter's birthday that day, and that would be a bad day, just let me know and I'll have another peer swap with you. So no worries about that. So note your dates. And then finally, so grading, featured curators, and then finally what you've got up now is Make Cycle 2, and that's all on purposeful storytelling. And usually this is a really fun make cycle. I think they're all fun, but telling stories is always a blast. We're going to start reading in our book about the authors. You have the first post due Wednesday, February 7th. So this next Wednesday, around about the authors. I think you'll love this book. I used it for the very first time last semester and we just gushed over it. It is so chock full of little kid writing that I think you'll like it. The post that's due Wednesday has a number of, I lead you through quite a number of prompts on that Make Cycle 2 page, so make sure you notice that, including asking you to see what you notice about the little kid writing. And then on Friday, you'll watch Mac Barnett's TED Talk, and I dare you not to just completely be charmed by Mac Barnett. He's written a ton of children's books. And one of my favorites he also wrote with John Shetska called Battle Bunny, which we'll use at some point this semester. And his TED Talk is just adorable. It's so sweet. So I'm going to have you write about the ideas that resonate with you from his TED Talk. And then the other thing we're going to do is I've got a slide deck, a Google slide deck, that's going to walk you through making a bunch of lists that I hope you can use to generate ideas for stories. And then the second week of that Make Cycle, week 4 for us, we'll be working with some mentor texts. The Dot, Alexander and the Horrible No Good Very Bad Day, which I'm assuming a lot of you parents will know. Harris Burdick's picture book, and then an actual fourth grader named Ashley, her writing. So those are our mentor texts, and you'll end with a make, telling a story. You can build off your stories from this week. You can start a new story. Gave you a bunch of ideas of how you could do that. You can use the Story Jumper. I might also post a link to Little Bird Tales. That's another great digital site for making stories. But you can also just do it in Google Slides, or you can narrate the story as an audio with some images. There's lots of ways you can do it. Or you can even just literally hand draw and hand write a book. Take pictures of the pages and upload those pictures to our G+ community. So it doesn't have to be digital. And whatever composing practice makes sense to you is totally reasonable. So lots of options. That's where we'll end by the time we end Make Cycle 2. I'm excited to be working. I've got about 7 of you who are returning from other classes you've had with me. Brianna and Jeanette, and Rebecca and Sandra, and Jillian and Alice and Lisa, I guess, are all back. And it's been fun to read your work again because you guys are awesome. I think that's all I have to say. It's a beautiful day outside. It's windy out here in Capay. So I had to close the window because you couldn't even hear me talk. But I'm hoping to get outside because I've been inside all day and I'm ready to move on. And thanks again for all your work. Have a nice weekend. Oh, and if you watch Super Bowl, yeah, go some team. Eagles? Yeah, maybe. Not the Patriots. I don't know. I can't get into it. It's East Coast teams. But I hope you have a good Super Bowl Sunday. Thanks.